We're on the Football in Focus from the TF Indoors on Battleground Avenue. Going to talk some more football throughout the entire program. Enad Haddad with us on the NFL. Enad, if you could tell me this, I know you've got a lot of information stored up there and you got a lot of things you're working on, but who are the top 10 NFL teams probably going into the season?
Top 10?
Who do you see some top 10 teams now? Because today, I looked over some information today. I was trying to pick out who would be the favorite teams for this week's games. My top 5 this week, I put down 5 teams, and among the teams favored for the Super Bowl, I got 4 out of 5 right, so I know you can knock them out.
Chiefs, Eagles, Bengals, Bills. I think the Chargers could make a jump in there.
Top 5, I've got Kansas City, Buffalo, Cincinnati, the 49ers, and Philadelphia.
Yeah, 49ers are up there for sure with their defense. Philadelphia. I like Jacksonville a lot.
Oh, much so, yeah. Trevor Lawrence on the way. And
I don't think I know they had a good season last year, but I still don't think nationally that they have the respect that they should.
It comes with time, right?
Yeah.
Got to win a few more games, make the playoffs. What about this? You look over things with the coming up on Sunday. Can you give us any guaranteed winners for Sunday? Teams you know feel like will win?
I think Seattle Seahawks over the Rams at home.
Okay.
Washington, I think, is at Arizona. Those are my 2 locks.
Arizona, Kyler Murray's out, so Arizona is.
They're starting Josh Dobbs, who's a journeyman. They just traded for him 2 weeks ago from Cleveland.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what they call chalk, but I think those are locks right there.
What about the Panthers and the Falcons? How do you see that game going?
I think it'll be close as always. I do believe in Bryce Young, but I really like Atlanta this year. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. They're going to be a tough team. I think they're a team that could take a major jump. Out of I think all of their losses, they had the most losses within like 6 points or something like that. So I could see them making a jump.
Give me this right quick. Think about the Panthers. I wrote down some names that are involved in that program right now, coaching-wise. You got Dom Capers, you got Jim Caldwell, you got Cade McNown, Frank Reich, all that ability of coaching knowledge. If they don't win, this team's going to be set back 10 years. You have to burn the house down and start over. Because all that information, all that knowledge those guys have, they've got to be able to produce a winner.
Well, I think they will have success. I think the former coach was a little maybe too rah-rah.
Is that Matt Rule?
Yeah. Probably more of an assistant or college coach.
I tell you what, here's my plan. I can go back now, I'm sure. It's always good to look back and, kind of go in reverse. Keep Steve Wilks as the head coach.
Yeah.
He identified with the players. The defense was playing much better then than they are now with Steve Wilks in charge. Keep Steve Wilks as coach. Go out and hire a very good offensive coordinator. Let that offensive coordinator come in and run that offense. Let Steve Wilks run the defense and still be in charge of the team because Wilks, he had a passion for that bunch there. I know Frank Reich does too, but how far can it go?
With all due respect, there is a lot of pressure off when your coach gets fired. And there's that vacuum that fills of the new coach. I know a lot of people were upset that he didn't get the job.
He's with the 49ers now, their defensive coordinator. Plus, he was head coach of the Cardinals, and they're being investigated because of some tampering of players, and he was there. So,
but I think Frank Reich is the right man for the job. And with that staff, they have a young, talented team.
You've been following this pretty close. You're pumped up about this season. What about Brian Burns? Does he play Sunday?
I still think, I'm not sure.
Not sure yet. So have to wait and see.
Yeah, we have to wait a few more days on that. I know that.
You can't wait too much longer. Games on Sunday, man.
I can tell you, Travis Kelce's out tonight.
Yeah, I heard he's out.
He's out.
About that. Yeah.
He got ruled out a little while ago.
We got our guys. We got our guys on standby. We'll be ready for you guys in just a couple minutes. Northwest guys are coming in the house. They'll be with us in just a few. Does Bryce Young throw for 200 yards and at least 2 touchdowns? That's kind of a quarterback measuring stick.
I'm gonna say yes.
200 yards, 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, a lot of his receivers are banged up. Jonathan Mingo, the second-round rookie from Ole Miss, I really like him. Terrace Marshall's questionable.
What about the running back Sanders? We haven't seen him hardly any in preseason. The guy came from Philadelphia.
Well, he's connected to Frank Reich from Philadelphia when Frank was there. Do-it-all kind of guy. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but he had a very good season last year, I think, on the tails of the Philadelphia offense. He was a contractor. He scored a lot of points. He is good, and then they have, I think it's Chuba Hubbard as backup. But, no, I think he's a great solid NFL
So
running
Chuba's
back.
still there then?
Yeah, he's the backup. Yeah.
Wow,
And then
he's-
they got a guy named Blackshear who's the third guy.
Blackshear, I think, is a Virginia Tech
Yeah,
guy.
Donta Foreman moved on to Chicago.
Donta Foreman, I like that guy. That guy came in with determination. That guy has a lot of power.
Oh, yeah,
under
yeah.
him.
He had suffered the Achilles injury many years ago and finally came back. But, I mean, Miles Sanders is solid. I think I'm a little disappointed with his career. He never really became what we thought he might, like a Josh Jacobs, I guess, in the same class.
Well, from the Panthers' standpoint, are you ready to throw out maybe a prediction of what the record might end up being at the end of the year? And over the 16,
17 games now.
17, yeah, the old 16, the old 14 when I was around, the old 12, remember the old 12 games. But the 17 game season, what's the record going to be now?
I think they could go like better than 500.
They're going to be over 500 then.
Yeah, I think, they could be a team that kind of gets – their defense is good. It just depends on how the offense gels.
Right.
So could they win the division? Yeah, why not? I mean, with Atlanta and Brady now gone and the Saints are pretty decent, it's up for grabs.
What
So
about Chin? Is Chin a linebacker or defensive back?
I think he's a defensive back.
That's what I mean. Is
Yeah.
really what is he? They've often wondered.
They have really good defensive backs. They just haven't stayed healthy.
Right. Yeah, it's always been a problem.
Another guy's Hayden Hurst, the tight end that played at South Carolina.
Big, strong guy.
Yeah, I mean they've put a good group around Bryce Young.
And they got the receiver that
DJ Chark,
the receiver that came from Minnesota also.
Adam Thielen's there. He's hurt. DJ Chark hasn't
So
practiced.
Thielen's out?
Well, I don't think he's out for the week, but he's been banged up. DJ Chark. But they have really good receivers there. And Laviska Shenault,
Yeah.
who they traded for, who was a second-round pick from Jacksonville. He's like a Cordero Patterson type tweener guy that can really help.
And you're doing your
Fantasy?
fantasy league again this year?
Yeah, a few of them.
Yeah.
A few of them.
I'll tell you one thing interesting, too. Interesting point. Davis Troxler runs our great place here, teed up indoors on Battleground. Davis Troxler, he actually played modified softball on a team with you.
He did?
Sure did. Told me about that this morning. I was up here. Modified softball.
That
You
must
guys
have
were
been
teammates.
Interesting. Yeah, tonight in the game, I'm curious to see Jamari Gibbs from Georgia Tech and Alabama running back. With Kelsey out, some receivers are going to have to step up like Sky Moore, second-year guy, Kadarius Toney for the Chiefs.
Yeah. The Monday night game is the Buffalo and the Jets.
Oh, that's
right?
going to be great.
That's a classic. That's the best
Yes.
game of all because
Yeah,
you got to wait all weekend for Aaron Rodgers taking over the new team, and then you got Buffalo and those guys. It's just gonna be a great game.
I'm going to take the Jets in that one.
You're gonna take Jets, okay?
I'm a little worried about Buffalo. Has their window closed a little bit? They really let people down
Well, I
last
think
year.
the Panthers
a little
could-
bit of bickering.
If the Panthers should have been working deals behind the doors when Sean McDermott was still there as defensive coordinator, they should have had him on and say, "Hey, you'll be our head man." Should have had him ready.
Well-
when they got rid of Ron Rivera, they said,
Well, I'll be a
McDermott
little
to take
contrarian
over.
on that. I think he's a great coach, and anybody would be glad to have him, but he's got to get them over the hump. Is he more of a assistant type guy? I mean, he's solid. He's set.
He might be like an
he'll be
assistant.
hired again.
He might be like an assistant, but he is one thing you got to give him. He is consistent.
Oh, he's very consistent. I like him, but it's time to get over the hump, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, go ahead and win a major playoff
Yeah, I mean, it's
game
been
and
5
Super
years
Bowl.
now. You got to get over the hump.
Well, if they go to Super Bowl, would they win the Super Bowl?
And he's there for defense. His defense has to step up.
Would they win the Super Bowl if they got there? Buffalo.
I think they could. I think with that quarterback, you can beat anybody.
So who's your team? You're following.
I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I'm
Wow.
since '79. Back in the day, you had it Washington or Dallas, some Atlanta, some old Colts fans, Pittsburgh, but I never switched to the
What about the
Panthers.
running back position at Dallas these days? How
Tony
confident
Pollard-
How,
Tony
how
Pollard.
confident are you with that?
He's good. He's not a big guy. I think they need another guy. I like to see them sign Leonard Fournette or something, or Kareem Hunt off the streets.
Right.
But their guys behind there are no names. And they had Ronald Jones, who got suspended for 2 games.
What about Dak Prescott? How much longer
Okay, so
will he be with the Cowboys?
when you say Cowboys fan, I know people are gonna, make fun of
Wonder,
me or whatever.
yeah.
I'm not a Dak fan. I think he'll be better this year. I think it's a big year for him. But he's just like the Buffalo. He's got to take a step forward now. I think he's won 1 playoff game last year. I'm not even sure.
Where did Elliott go?
Did they even win?
Where did
Elliott is
go?
in New England now,
Yeah, I thought he went someplace.
and I think
where-
he'll be productive as
Yeah,
a.
he could be because Bill Belichick picks up those guys, those cast-offs.
They
He
have
does a good job with
another.
those guys.
Yeah, he'll get. Remember Corey Dillon and.
Yeah.
I think he'll get good usage out of it.
Get a good year or two out of him.
I think it's a perfect fit, yeah.
But the Dallas Cowboys this year is going to be their year, you think?
Well, in that conference, nobody has won in many years back to back.
Yeah,
I think the sleeper
that
team.
was one of the more competitive conferences out there last year.
I think the Giants might win that conference. Look out for them. I think they got a good core coming.
Good core coming in.
This guy doesn't agree with me.
Mr. McMasters, Jason McMasters in the audience tonight.
I think Philly's very, very good.
Yeah.
But that's they beat each other up. So let's see. And plus, they lost the Super Bowl. We'll see how they rebound. They lost both coordinators, Philadelphia.
Okay. Well, let's do this one more time before we kind of gear toward one other direction.
Yeah.
Give us again your top 5 picks or your top 2 or 3 picks.
You talking
this
about
weekend.
games for winning?
Locks, guaranteed locks.
Is that with a spread or
No,
spread?
don't worry about spread.
Okay.
We're just doing this for fun. They say my team's going to win. He's told me they're going to win.
I'm going to say Seattle. I'm going to say Washington. I'm going to say Atlanta. Let me think here. I'm going to say Denver against Oakland. Or
Russell
against,
Wilson's
I'm still going
gonna
to call them
survive.
Oakland against Las
New
Vegas.
coach out there, Sean Payton,
And I'm going to take the Jets at Monday night.
beating Buffalo.
Yeah.
Switching gears just a little bit, but still in the same sport here.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders, top name of all college football right now, all football. Is he the top name of all the football right now? Deion Sanders, what about him?
I think it's amazing. I think he's used all the tools. And I think they've captivated the nation very quickly.
They have.
And, hey, you've done it. Let's see you do it again.
I think all he's doing it in a smart way. I think he's gearing himself for the pros. This is a step to the NFL for him. I can see it coming.
I've heard that
big
conversation.
Time, big
I don't
time.
know, though.
I think that's what it's all about. The same thing for the coach at UAB, Trent Dilfer. He's at UAB right now, Alabama, Birmingham. He's coaching there. I think they all want to eventually get that
I can see him
larger
doing
level. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see Deion in the coaching the pros. I don't. I think he could. He will have the opportunity. But I think he is, a man of God. And I think he will be led by,
The spirit.
he'd be led in the spirit to mentor, and that's his ministry.
And one thing people don't
that's
realize.
his ministry, is
one
what
thing
I
you
would
don't
say.
realize here, the fact back in, it was 1997, he was with the Cincinnati Reds. He drove off a cliff committing suicide. Tried to commit suicide.
I did not know that.
Go back and look it up. The Cincinnati Reds, he played for the
Really?
Reds, the Yankees, the Braves. But anyway, he was in Cincinnati. He got in his car and drove off a hill, a large cliff, and just tried to commit. It didn't have
I
success.
never heard that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I went back and watched the program. It's called Beyond the Glory from
Yeah.
Fox. First about he wanted out of here. He was going to kill himself. He wanted to leave, but look how he turned it around.
Yeah, I think he, you can be rah-rah and people gravitate towards that, but you have to have substance. You have to have structure and culture, and I think culture is your standard. It could be a low standard or a high one. I think he has the right culture, and I think he has everything that he needs to build the program in the right way for the stuff you don't see when everybody's concentrating on what he is
He's going to
saying.
have to do that too, because if he doesn't have success in the field, occasionally they lose some games.
Yeah.
That stuff you're talking about is what's going to back him up.
Yeah, and I think this is with everything that's happened in college sports and stuff. It's refreshing to me.
See, one thing I thought about
We
too,
needed this.
the Fox network, regular network. This is great for them because they've got his games on their network.
Oh, yeah.
And they were getting killed all the time by CBS and that Southeastern Conference package, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, all those teams. But now everybody's gravitating toward Fox. When's that game between Colorado and Nebraska? Who's going to win that game?
I'm gonna go with Colorado.
Colorado, me too. I think Matt Rule could be in trouble out there with
I think so.
Nebraska, because in Nebraska, I mean, it's like Oklahoma. If you don't win in Nebraska, I mean, they'll look you up.
That's right. That's
Send
right.
somebody for you.
That's right. But I think it'll be an interesting NFL season. It's always exciting to see what teams will make the jump, which ones will fall back, and all the rookies. I'll tell you a rookie I really like, Bijan Robinson, running back for Atlanta. I think he'll be a star. Running back from Texas. I think he was the top 5 overall. Maybe I think the 8th pick overall. I'm not sure. But Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson from
All
Florida.
the quarterbacks that got drafted.
All the quarterbacks going to be exciting to see. You got
What
some
happened to the guy who went to Tennessee? More about him. We'll have to get to
Will
Tennessee.
Levis, he really hasn't developed too much. I think he's more of a project.
Yeah, I heard Malik Willis is doing better there.
He is doing
A
better.
little resurgence
He is
there.
doing better.
Let me ask you this as we close out with Enad Haddad on NFL tonight. How do people get in touch with you to talk more about football with you? How do they reach you? I know you're on Facebook big time.
They could email me at coachenad@gmail.com.
Coach Enad
coachenad@gmail.com or on Twitter, Enad underscore HADDAD.
Give me that again.
ENAD underscore HADDAD.
Gotcha.
That would be the best way to DM me or something.
Hit you on the X there then.
I can help you with fantasy, whatever. I don't get into wagering or anything like that.
I just want to do it for fun. I just want to
Yeah, just
enjoy
for
the
fun.
game.
Yeah.
Well, I've enjoyed having you here.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank
you as
for helping
always,
us,
Andy.
always. Enad with us on Football in Focus from the Teed Up Indoors on Battleground Avenue. We'll take a break, come back with our Northwest Guilford players next.